Hello everyone, Gritz here. Welcome back to my tutorial on 7 Days to Die. In this episode, we're going to cover a few more of the basics. Let's start with the campfire. So, inside the campfire, actually, hang on. Let's go ahead and turn the questing off again, because it is in the way. Okay, so inside the campfire, you have all of your recipes here. This is different than your crafting menu. That was the good sound. It's now 4 a.m. and the zombies have slowed down. They'll still be outside, but you have a better chance of outrunning them now. So, again, this is different than your crafting menu. This is just the recipes. Over here are your tools that you can put in the campfire. A cooking pot for boiling waters and making stews. A grill for cooking your meat. And then a beaker. Haven't quite figured out what that's for yet. Here's where you put your fuel, so we can take some wood and place the fuel in here, and you can see that the time is jumped up to 30 seconds because each one of these pieces of wood will burn for 10 seconds. So you can go ahead and put your fuel in here. As we saw before, you can take items like the club and stick it in there, and that was 5 wood, and it adds 30 seconds to the fire based off of the burn time right here. We can go ahead and click on bottled water. It creates fresh water from murky water, and it shows you here that we have one, which is right here, and we can go ahead and cook it. If we had a pot, it tells you right here a cooking pot is required. So we need to find a pot before we can purify our water. Anything that is being processed is going to show up down here like normal, like the other menu, and the output is here. So you can go ahead and put something in there. It will continue to work. You walk away, you come back later, click on it, and here is where your items will be. Let's talk about water and food and get away from that refrigerator, because for some reason there's still power downstairs and the refrigerator's working. You have empty jars. You can fill those up in streams, lakes, sometimes even toilets by right-clicking them, and it will fill with a murky water. The murky water you do not want to drink, because you have a 50% chance of you do not want to drink because you have a 50% chance of dysentery. In my season 1, we learned that the hard way, that dysentery 1 will turn into dysentery 2 on the second day and will kill you by the third day. So you want to avoid drinking that water. You can get antibiotics off of nurse zombies. That will help get rid of the dysentery. But hey, if you don't have to drink it, just don't. Okay, so we talked about doing repairs. Let's go ahead out here under the patio and take a look. There is no way for them to get up onto this patio. So this is a kind of a good vantage point where we can shoot the enemies as we go along. We need to be concerned with the ground floor coming up these stairs and this doorway to the outside. But we'll go ahead and use that for now. Now, when you place a frame down, you can use E to pick up the frame. If you have upgraded that frame in any way, you can no longer pick it up. So we are going to want to do something to protect this area to keep the zombies from coming up here. And we are going to want to protect the front porch because, again, they will pathfind into these both doorways. There are spikes in the game, which you can see right here. Let's go ahead and fix these. Okay, because they are, you see the red blood? They were somewhat used. Oh, we haven't searched that yet. Duct tape. By putting spikes around the property, basically, as the zombies get close to the property and trying to beat on your house, those spikes will deal damage to them and could potentially kill them. So you're going to want them right up against the house, so as they're standing here trying to beat on the house, they're taking damage every time. We did see quite a bit of stuff to search around here. Also, this embers here, you can go ahead and break those down with your axe, and it will produce coal and wood. So we got 3 pieces of wood and 1 lump of coal. We can use that coal to fuel the fire. We can use it to make torches. So let's go ahead and pick up as much of this as we can. That one was a little bit more lucrative. We pulled 4 lumps of coal out of that. And then again, just cleaning up the area around the house gives us a better chance of seeing anything coming in at us. And you can see there that our level in construction is now level 3. So we get points for going ahead and doing this. Okay, in the bottom left, it shows us our hit points. We know that the cap is 200, but that our character right now only has 100 hit points. That will go up or down depending, the cap will go up or down depending on what we're doing. If we die, we'll lose hit points. Overall hit points, it'll drop down to 90, 80. As we eat certain foods and take care of ourselves, that can creep up to 101, 102, getting all the way up to 100. We broke our axe, so let's go ahead and make another one. That is now a level 4 axe, so we're just getting better at it. The blue bar above it is our stamina bar. We have 100 stamina, and as we run or exert ourselves, get sick. I'm going to have to turn these sounds down in post. Get sick, our stamina is affected, and that is our ability to do things in this game. Okay, let's see, what else should we talk about? So we talked about the spikes. We have a bunch of wood, so let's go ahead and start making those. We currently have 1,000 wood here and 111 wood here. So we can type in spikes, and there they are right there. They take 4 wood to make. We have 1,111 of them. So let's go ahead and make maybe 30 spikes. And we'll let that craft while we are going around and continuing to clean up the property. Okay, so one of the things we were going to talk about today is our building materials. We have wood, we have stone, And we have iron that we have access to early on in the game. Later on in the game, as we build different equipment, we'll have access to concrete and sandstone and things like that. We'll need to make a concrete mixer to be able to make the concrete and do various things. We will discuss those as we gain access to them. Did we search this trash can? We did not. So we have potato seeds that will allow us to create our own farm, and we have an iron arrowhead. Okay, you can see in the bottom left, we're up to 90 degrees. Because we are in the burning biome, we're outside, we're exerting ourselves. Up to 91. If that gets up too high, close to 100, we'll probably have to go inside and try and cool down. Okay, now around the house we did see several of these burned out structures. They usually have stuff for us to search in here. So we'll jump up here. There's a toilet we can search. And there's nothing in there. There's a cupboard. Nothing in there. Sometimes there's a medicine cabinet up here, which in this one there is not. Being up off the ground, probably doing a little bit better with the temperature, but not fantastically. We really would like to find that cooking pot. There's another campfire. Because we're gonna be in trouble with the water here relatively soon. Now let's take a look at this toilet here. Do we have the ability to get water out of it? So we'll go ahead and grab our jars and right click, and we got nothing. We're up to 95 temperature, so we should probably get inside anyway. Let's go ahead and check out the toilet we have in the house. See if we can get any water out of that. Okay, I'm going to get off these spikes because they keep popping up. Every time we get to a point where we can place it, it pops up in our face. Okay, so let's get back on the jars. And that is not a water source for us. So we are going to find ourselves in trouble in a hurry. We are going to need to find that water source. Let's go ahead and put those empty jars back. Okay, I hear a zombie. So let's run away from the house. So we have room to maneuver. The last thing you want to do is find yourself stuck in a corner or in a house with no exit. It is a burner. Okay, he hit us. We're on fire. We are stun locked. And we are now hot. We lost 45 hit points from him actually hitting us and setting us on fire. That's why we do not like to play with them. We can also see here the spikes. Looks like somebody ran over the spikes because we had already repaired those once. Looks like we lost our axe again. Go ahead and make another axe. Okay. Oh, they're just coming out of the woodwork on us. Okay, we're up to 103 temperature. We are still hunted. go ahead and get the axe into our toolbar. This time, let's try not to let him get too close to us. And this guy's just taking a beating, isn't he? He's just... He didn't want anything to do with us. He was just passing along. Oh no, here he goes. Ouch, he got us. Okay, we stunned him for a second, but we didn't get in for a second attack fast enough. Okay, we got goggles and a green shirt. Neither one's gonna help us at all. And nothing. So, our scavenging is now level 2 because we were searching the bodies. And our health is fairly low. We are very hot, so we're still heading inside. Okay, so now that we're inside here, let's take a look at our character. Our water is down to 10%. We can see there in the lower left. We can also pull it up here, and it says our water is down to 10%. Our food is down to 32. So what I think we are going to do is we're going to take this can of pasta and eat it. And that got our food up to 42, but dropped our hydration down to 6 now. So let's go ahead and drink. That puts us into the 30s. Let's go ahead and drink again. Puts us up into the 60s. That will help cool us off a little bit. However, that was the last of our potable water. So we need to find a water source. Our HP is down to 47%. And that is not going to increase until we get our food up into the higher positions. Now, we have all of this items on us. What I want to do, based off of the fact that if we die, we will lose everything into our backpack. So, let's go ahead and make a chest. And that is under storage. So we can make a secured chest here. It takes 10 items. So we can go ahead, or 10 pieces of wood. We can go ahead and craft one. And there it is right there. And it is now in here. Let's go ahead and place that. And now we can use E to access it, and we can just clean this stuff out of our inventory. That also gives us room for when we are running around to be able to collect more stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the water also. And so anything basically we don't need, I'm going to go ahead and put in the chest. So if we do die, we're going to respawn somewhere else because we don't have a sleeping bag yet, but we at least know that at this location of the map we have some supplies. Okay. It is 3 o'clock. Let's go do a little bit of exploring in the area real quick. See if we can see a water source somewhere. And we are wet. Must be raining. That will help us cool down. Okay, so this boulder here, if we hit that with our axe, not only will we get stone out of that, we'll get iron. The iron is going to... there's a bear. We do not want to mess with him. The iron is just another way to build up your structure and make it stronger. Okay, we searched this bird's nest. We got 23 feathers. That is good. We will need that to finish that quest with the bow and arrow. Looks like there's another structure over there that we will probably want to investigate at some point. This late in the day, I don't believe we want to investigate it right now, because there could be somebody in there, and we already know our house is secure. We have a road here. Oh, also, do not walk through those campfires. That will set you on fire. We're getting a ton of duct tape. There is another bear. Bears are just like in the real world. If you go into a battle with them and you are not fully prepared, they're going to win. So again, we have a road, and then we have a different biome here on the other side of the road. So that's going to be a little bit cooler, a whole different set of challenges. We now have a main road here. And I think this main road is the one that went right up by our house. So let's go ahead, and there's a zombie right there. We'll go ahead and do a little bit of a jog here, try and get away from him. Here's another burned out structure. Let's go ahead and take a look at that before we get back to the house entirely. Okay, we got one egg. Eggs can be cooked. Cooking pot. Excellent. We have one bottle of murky water in the house. So we'll at least have something to drink. We're at 50% thirst right now. So we will need to take care of that as soon as we get into the house. But that will give us a chance to talk about that as well. Okay, we're up to 104 degrees, and we're only going to get hotter as long as we're out here. I have not seen a decent water source in the area. So this is probably not going to be somewhere where we want to stick around for too long, but it's a good place for us to have started at. It is 5:30 at night, so we should be thinking about getting in at some point. There seems to be a lot of structures around, so this is actually quite nice. Lots of places to search. And most of that we will probably... Okay, we have stage 1 heat stroke. We're up to 111 degrees. I had no idea we had gotten that hot. We need to get inside and cool off as soon as possible. If we look at our character here, it's going to show wetness 20%, heat stroke. See, the temperature here is still going up. Heat stroke is drops our movement speed to 70%. We lose hydration every 7 seconds, and we lose a stamina every 7 seconds. Yucca juice, red tea, and a plant fiber hat will help us. So let's take a look at that. Go into crafting, and let's look at plant. Helps if we would spell it correctly. Plant fiber hat. We don't have the fiber to make it. We need 5 fiber. That gives us 2. There's another 2. And that should be another 2. So we can go ahead and craft the hat. And then as soon as we get it, let's put it on and see what it does for us. It's a level 28 because we have that experience. We went ahead and put it on. Let's look at our character. -8 degrees. That actually has our temperature dropping. So, we're no longer in danger of dying, except for the fact that we are standing outside. Let's go ahead and try to get in. Our heat stroke is gone, so our movement is back to normal. We are still hot. There was another item that we could use to help. It's the bandana. So as soon as we get back up here, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Let's put this frame back in here so that we at least have some warning if something's sneaking up on us. And then inside the chest here, we have our plant fiber. I don't think that's going to be enough. Where's our murky water? Right there. And let's take one of these cooking pots, put it in the storage, and let's go over to the fire. And once we get into the fire, we can go ahead and place the cooking pot in its spot. It says we have the cooking pot. We want to make the water. We need murky water. We have one. We have 130. Yeah, we're down to 7% hydration. Now, the fire will heat you up. So if you're standing next to it and you're hot, you're going to get even hotter. As soon as this water is done, we're going to go ahead and turn the campfire off. It'll stop producing heat. It'll stop heating us up. We'll save our fuel. So we'll turn that off. We'll take this bottle of water and we will drink it. Okay, we jumped up to 33%. And now we have officially drunk our last bit of water. It is 8 o'clock at night. It's getting way too late to go outside and do any decent exploring. Let's take a look at our map. This is that main road we were looking at. This is that minor road. This is the other biome on the other side. And then the other item I said we wanted to look at was the bandana. Right there. Takes 2 cloth fragments, so it doesn't even take plant fiber. And I happen to know where we can get that. Oh, our tummy's hungry. Let's go ahead and eat. Okay. There. That is where we are going to get our cloth from. We have no need for a chair, so let's just beat on it. And then we can go back into crafting. You can see here we got some leather out of it. And we got no cloth out of it. Well, that sucks. Did I see a tire? I saw tires downstairs. You can get it out of tires. I'm not exactly sure why they did it that way. Nope, we didn't get anything out of that tire. Okay, so apparently it's been changed. So, herd zombie downstairs, came upstairs. We are currently undetected, so hopefully they'll just run on by. I'm thinking we should probably just hang out here until the morning and not do a whole lot because we're out of food and we are out of water. So, I will probably do a jump cut here unless something interesting happens. We'll just chill out and wait. Actually, let's go ahead and call this the end of the episode. Next time when we get back together, we'll do a little bit more exploring, widen our knowledge of the area, and see if we can't find that water source. Search a few more of these derelict buildings, and then hopefully, with any luck, we'll be able to find more. There was the unhappy sound. Find more food and more water. So, until next time, be safe.